Alright, y'all, let's do this. Welcome to Hardcore Enduro, where it's all about getting out, riding the hard stuff. I'm George, the guy behind the bars and the voice behind the mic. And it's been a little bit since I've been out just doing some solo trail riding out here in Barren Ridge, one of my favorite spots. Gonna get some hard riding in today. I do have a race grinding stone at the end of the week here, and I'm very excited to be doing that hard enduro. I missed it last year. I signed up for it, but I got injured about a month out, and I just wasn't able to recover in time. Kind of cracked my tailbone when I was doing some practice riding in Jawbone a month before it. But anyways, this year's been going good. Got in several races. I've been doing a lot better on my stamina. My conditioning's, not 100%, but it's not bad. And today's ride was just over 5 hours today. I did start cramping at the end, but I still felt pretty good, and went really hard. We get into some good solid black, some nice double black diamonds. There's even a couple points when I almost throw out the red flag and or I guess the white flag. The red flag's the challenge. The white flag is the surrender flag. I was like, oh man, this might be over my head. But I still stuck through it. Sometimes you can psych yourself out. And I was getting to that limit a little bit. It was getting a little sketchy. And I was getting pretty tired towards the end. But I hit some hard obstacles, as you'll see. This is the videos, it's so hard to cut out so much. I like to keep in as much content as I can. So I'm gonna break this up into 2 videos. So we got this part 1 here, and I'm gonna go to this really cool outlook peak area it has some epic views. Just the whole riding today, just epic views all around. And so we'll get at that today, and then part 2 that will be coming out is me coming back and hitting that. At one point, I don't even know if it's a trail anymore. Maybe it's just like a squirrel trail, but it gets so steep and dangerous. And I was really second guessing if I should be up there, but made it through. I sent a little short on that too. I had to downhill. I was just bulldogging it the whole way, and it was the longest downhill. I know I'm pretty good. I've ridden some really gnarly stuff, and I ain't the best rider, but I have tackled some pretty mean hills and descents and obstacles. But this one downhill, oh my God, it was just so long and so steep, and the drop-offs on the side, if I lose the bike, there's no way I'm getting it back on the trail. It's gonna be a nightmare if I can even get it down the rest of the way, if it just doesn't cartwheel and somersault all the way down the slope. So it was just very exciting end of the day. And unfortunately, my battery ran out. Like I said, I ran long today. I only packed 4 batteries. I should have packed the 5th battery, but my GoPro died right before the longest part of the downhill. I got the first half, and you'll see that when part 2 of this ride comes out. But that second half, which I got on that short video I did, was just showing how I was bulldogging. Man, it was so bad. Don't go that way. That was if you guys coming out riding, trying to find these trails, that was one, man. Turn around. It was, you get down it, but the risk is very, very high. Anyways, having fun going through here, this little canyon, bunch of little switchbacks. There's a rocky kind of waterfall coming up with some good rock step ups and like a rock wall. So I spent a couple minutes there going up and down, get some good training in. A lot of fun through here. Now with me today, I do have a nice Pendleton whiskey here. It's 80 proof Pendleton. They're out of Hood River, Oregon, made with glacier water. That's what they're saying, out of Mount Hood. like that marketing strategy. Glacier water. I'm sold. It's got glacier water, you know. But really good. And going through here, it's very sandy in these sides. And then I'll drop down into the kind of creek with all the little rocks. And my rear suspension now is a little stiff from my Hare and Hound race. My front suspension I adjusted. I put a new in the right fork. I got a new tube system in there and swapped out the guts and put it into the new tubes. And the front felt really soft, really nice, whereas the rear was just kind of giving me a little bit of feedback. It's like a little kicking, a little bit too much. So, and then I didn't pack my dang screwdriver or my knife, so I couldn't run the rear clickers down a little bit. Lesson learned, gosh dang it. And every time there's always something I forget. And I pack a lot, you know, and I just need a screwdriver. Of all things, just a little Leatherman, you know, some kind of multi-tool or something like that where I could have had a little screwdriver, adjust the clickers. Going quick through here. Look at this. Nice. I'm speeding through this little creek through here. Coming up, there's going to be a little rock, not a straight waterfall, but it's like a rock fall. I call these waterfalls, you know. They're not like a traditional kind of waterfall, but it goes down pretty darn steep. I should have made a run up it. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I would have gave it like a 7 on difficulty, but any little training, you know. Today I'm training. I got grinding stone coming up at the end of the week. I got to make top 150 on Saturday's race to make it to Sunday's race. You know, it's a long drive out there. It's going to take 14 hours or whatever to get out there. I need to be able to race both days. Look at that. Here's that drop off I was talking about. I just looked right. I got shaking out some arm pump in the hand. Not too bad today. Didn't have that much arm pump. Like I said, my conditioning is up there. It's not 100%. I put my conditioning at least a 60. Normally I'm about a 40% in shape rider, so 60%, that's up there for me. You know, anyone over 70%, you know, you must not have a job. You ride too much. Oh man, I wish I was in that good condition, man. Riding would be so much easier. Got a comment on the last video that this would all be easier on a 2-stroke. And I'm like, well, that's not gonna help my conditioning for a 4-stroke. In California, man, I gotta stay 4-stroke approved. We gotta stay green sticker approved out here before everyone gets switched over to e-bikes. All right, here's one of the outs. When I leave today, I'll be going up to the right, and that's a very sandy climb up the canyon there. So it's just kind of full gas the whole way up out of there. But we're starting to get close to that big rock waterfall section, and this is the first time I've ever hit it. Before, I've always gone around. There's a little cheat trail that goes around, little chicken trail, and I don't do the chicken trails no more, folks. I'm getting better. My skills getting better. I don't have to do the chicken routes no more. I can just go for the main event, the whole enchilada. So I do have a new rear tire. Talk about tires. New rear tire that I've drilled out on a new Moose. So I got the new Tech Nitro Moose, the plushy at 68 psi feel, which to me is more like a 10 psi feel. Oh, there's a quail. See that quail? There's quail through here, folks. If you guys like quail, there's a bunch of them there. Oh, there's another one right there. But I drill it out, use a 1-inch hole, get a foam hole saw, I guess. I don't know. You can get them, pick them up on Amazon. They're not expensive. And if you guys haven't drilled them out, you got to drill them out, and then you actually need to put some time on the Moose to soften it up, because out of the box they are hard. And just my experience with the last one, you get about close to that 20-hour mark on that drilled out Moose, and that's when you start really feeling good. So unfortunately, this one's only going to have about 5 hours. Oh, it was a big trench. wiping out here. So that rear's new JX8, and I like the JX8. It lasts a long time, and I'm gonna use this probably, I don't know, maybe, I was thinking maybe, I have to decide if I use this on the Saturday's race and then switch over to, I'm gonna do the IX09 on Sunday's race. The IX09 is just a little softer carcass, gonna be a little bit better traction on the main event. But I need to get to the main event, so maybe I should do that tire of the main event. So here's the waterfall section, folks. This is like straight down. And I've always gone around. The trail goes up to the right, but we ain't doing that no more. Just straight down, let it roll. So I'm just gonna lean back, let the bike roll, stiffen the arms. Makes it look easy, you know. When you don't crash, it makes it look easy. Alright, so I'm going to go down here, engine off. There's a series of step downs, and it's making the bike, you know, there's a little bowl from that where that water kind of pulls when it goes over the falls, so it makes this little cup. And then your front tire hits that and gets stuck in them as I'm making these sounds. Anyway, look at that good foot placement. Now I got to bring the left over and pop that left. Or the front tire over left, bring the left over. Bring the front over left. Can't talk English here. Alright, there you go. Look at that little nudge over. Another big drop right here. This is about a 3-foot drop. Not too bad. But it's almost straight down, so you know that you gotta let it roll. Stay back. Alright, good job. Alright, now I went up and down this several times. Here's just one of the times. Gonna take this all in little segments here, so you can see the steps you gotta climb. And of course, Mother Nature always makes the steps and the gaps perfect placed, so it's not convenient. Every one is it's a battle, each one. So I do the old 511 special, weight back, throw the weight forward. See, my back tire is stuck in that little cup from the little waterfall there. Trixie, she's a heavy beast. Anyway, weight back, weight forward. Nice. Up is up, it counts. Got my tripod to the left there. Alright, so this doesn't look bad in video, but it's like a straight up wall right here. Bam. And if you notice, this time my feet came off the pegs there. I think that was my first time doing it, so I just didn't have the confidence. I did it 3 more times, and then by the end, you know, it was no big deal. So I can't even turn around here. Got to get some deadlifts in. You know, it's deadlifts and dirt bikes. Got to get that deadlift training in. So down again. From here, I'm off and running. So I did that 3 times. I felt very confident in it. I got some good practice. A couple little rocky step downs here. Nothing big though. This is all easy stuff now. So this canyon here is gonna open up, and there's the main big canyon. There's a big creek bed, a lot of boulders in there, and I was thinking about getting some boulder training in, because like on a little step down there, little waterfall, down, down, down. But on King of the Motos, some of those riverbed canyons you had to go through was just bouldery as heck and just beat you up. So trying to find a good line and being able to go through a lot of boulder field is good training, you know, because it can exhaust you, just getting pounded away by hitting those boulders, and you're constantly being knocked left and right, left and right, left and right from the boulders. But I didn't. I just crossed it and started up a major hill climb. 'Cause I love hill climbs. Hill climbs are the best. So here's that riverbed. I mean, there's a lot of sand, but there was a lot of bouldery areas I could have hit, got some good practice in. So I see that run straight ahead of me. I'm heading for that sucker. Yeah, get it. So out here, just like Bean or Jawbone, I mean, you can see the sand there. You gotta be on the gas, even though I wasn't too much on the gas. I guess I wasn't that much on the gas at all today, but I did pretty good. Now the GX8 does not have tall knobs. Oh, look at that left pivot turn. Almost got it all the way. So it was a nice, all these climbs are sandy hill climbs, so you gotta be on the gas. There, yeah, Trixie's saying. Keep your balance, Georgie, keep your balance. The GX8, it's a gummy tire. It's got short knobs, and a gummy tire is designed to start having those squared off knobs be filed down, and because they get filed down, it creates more surface area on the knob for contact on the rocks, or on the trail. So the GX8 is really good about that. It shaves off, and actually it gains traction as the more you ride it. This little off camber hill there, just trying to keep my back end from sliding out on me. Good job, Georgie. Well done. I'm not tired yet, so I'm looking good. I love getting up on these little ridgeline spines, It reminds me of out there in Utah, Grand Junction. They got a bunch of those dinosaur spine hilltops that are just way up there, and it's just like straight drop-offs on the left and right hand side. If you look straight ahead, far in the distance, that distant peak, I think that's where I'm going. So I'm heading there today, for this video anyways. Get a little breather, get a little downhill. Ah, whiskey's good. They got one of those, the giant balls of ice too. Just that one big ball of ice. It just, I don't know, looks sexy. Doesn't water down as much, that's what it does. If you get a bunch of little ice cubes, then it waters down the whiskey too much. I like it chilled, but I don't want it watered down. Alright, another little climb coming up. Just stay on the throttle there, Georgie. Dodge. Don't hit those yucca plants. I don't know if they're a yucca bush, yucca tree. Man, those yuccas. So the base of the yucca is that spiny little plant. And they poke. They stick out. It's almost, now the worst ever is the cholla cactus, but those yuccas, man, I've fallen it. I think I've fallen it. You'll see that on video too. But I just totally lay over in one, and it's all poking me right through the jersey. Poke, 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 poke. I was like, ah! Yeah, get it. Love hill climbs. Oh, lost my momentum there. Momentum is king in hill climbing, folks. You got to keep that momentum going. Crazy how Barren Ridge, you get different terrain out here. I guess the soil types, I mean, pretty much the same, but you get this really desert looking sand, and then you can get up higher, you can get up into the forests, and this actually connects all the way over to Lake Isabella. You can go to the Paiutes, and you're just straight up in the forest there, but it's just awesome riding the different terrain here. Alright, so got a nice little steep climb right here with a little rock ledge right in front of me, right in front of the front tire there. And there's a little bypass that went around left. You can see people have been doing. But in hard enduros, it's the hardest route. Usually when you race hard enduro, it's like whatever the hardest way is, that's the way you gotta go. So I have to force myself to do the harder route. So that's what I'm doing today. Alright, get over that. Could have gave it a little bit more throttle. Needed to get over to the front of the bike a little bit more.
Alright, gotta rub it.
Yeah. Up is up.
Up is up.
Yeah, up is up. That's right. So, Did better. It took 2 tries on that, but it got up on it that second try. Another thing on hard enduro, and I'm always thinking about, is conserving energy. You don't want to push your bike. You will be pushing your bike though, so you want to be pushing it the least amount as possible. You want the bike to do the majority of the work, because you'll gas yourself out like you have no idea. Hare and hounds, definitely you get gassed out. It's a different kind of exhaustion though, whereas you feel like on the hard enduros, you feel like you're gonna have a heart attack. You just feel like I'm gonna explode if I don't stop and take a 5-minute rest. It's just a different level of exhaustion. Nice little rocky climb through here. Yeah, snake it through, Georgie. Good job. Look at this rocky terrain. Don't fall right. Stay on the trail. When I was riding with Kyle out in Bullhead,
Foot got caught.
Oh yeah, my foot got caught there. That's what happens when you drag your feet while you ride. Your feet are like anchors and they catch things. But when I was riding out in Bullhead, out with Kyle, there's a couple spots in the trail where it gets really cliffy. Kyle's really good on his feet. He's real nimble. Of course, he's got the 300, which makes it nimble. But he can stay up on his pegs and just kind of dance around on there in the bike and get around through the trail, whereas I put my feet down and then my foot gets caught. Look at that. Oh, on the gas. Yep. Keep your balance. Tell you what, I'm really good at feathering the clutch. I'm tractoring the bike, keeping that, the RPMs aren't matching the wheel speed. I don't know how else to say it, but when you feather the clutch, you're trying to reduce wheel spin, or the rear wheel spinning. Here's a tight little gap. There was a little cheat route, ran around to the left, but like I said, y'all, hard enduro's about finding the hardest route. And so that's what I'm doing here. Look at, probably just gonna get stuck and wedged in here. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta make a shirt that has dirt bike sounds and a lot of a lot of oh shits. Oh. When you ride, it's just, that's how it is the whole time. All right, nice steady hill climb, loose rocks through here. Got to keep that momentum and try to prevent it from that rear wheel from digging in. It's tough. GoPro never shows you how steep things are, and not the steepest climb, but you definitely, I stopped here, but I was able to gain the momentum back. Just how I do those 511 special weight back, throw the weight forward, I'll do that to start my hill climb again. And that, on the second half, I get in this really steep, nasty, right on the edge of this cliff climb. And I have to do that probably, a dozen times. I'm getting like 6 inches at a time. Every time just all brap, 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 brap. Just taking tiny little bites out of the climb.
Into the tree.
Oh yeah, fall into that tree of spikes right there. Whenever there's a sharp object to fall into, definitely fall into it, because that's what it's there for. Alright, coming up, we got this beast of a hill climb right here. Very rocky and bumpy, and it's just hard to get my momentum up and hold it steady without getting bounced around. But I could see other lines of other guys that they were able to do that, and I was like, dang it. I made 2 attempts, and I failed both times. So I had to do a little bypass route. But if you could just one-shot this, keep your speed up, this would have made, you would have saved so much time. It reminded me of Silver Kings. Silver Kings has a couple hill climbs where if you could just one-shot them, you'd pass everyone, because everyone's stuck in the bypasses. Right there, see, if you could just hammer down right now, you go straight up the gap right there, just hammer down. Come on, Georgie, hammer down. But I don't, I'm just spinning around. I don't have enough momentum to hammer down. If I hammer down, my back tires just dig it in. So here's this bypass. If I would have had maybe the M5B, which has the big knobs, or even the VE33S, it has big knobs too, probably would have been able to hit that hill, but the JX8 just does it. It's not a hill climbing tire, which is, it's alright. I mean, I think it could do it if I just had better skill at it. Here I'm going to come up, got to go right. Oh, back in. Get kicked out by a rock, lost the balance. I got to make it hard for myself. This isn't easy peasy enduro, this is hardcore enduro. It's like twice as hardcore enduro for me though. God, sometimes the struggle's real, folks. Oh, having to deadlift the bike when its tires are uphill. That's such the bike almost got away from me right there. Did you see that? I was like, oh no, grab it. Now I got to go cross side hill right here, and I've talked about this in other videos, how side hill, you get across steep slopes and keeping that rear end up and the and the front end from tucking over like that. So here we go, that front end tucked down. It got caught kind of in that trench going down, so I need to work on Rich. He teaches how you lean back and you keep that front tire light and just a little bit higher than the rear tire line. So the front tire line a little bit higher. And I'm thinking about it. I want to do it, but I haven't been able to execute it, where it's working every time. I am thinking about it. And thinking about it is something. It's not nothing. All right, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to make a very awkward pivot turn. These tiny little trails, you're making pivot turns with the bush. This bush right in the left is going to catch the front tire. And it's like grabbing it. I can't pull the front end over. Come on, get over that stupid little bush. Trying to make a pivot turn the side of this hill here. It's making it harder. Alright, here we go. Here's the second attempt. Come on, give it the gas. Give it the juice. Trixie, she got a lot of power. You just don't have any skill, George. Man, see, you can see the other lines. Now, those might be downhill lines. It's hard to, they weren't that burned in. If that was really rutted out, but I'm sure there's guys up here that would hit that easily. Whereas me, I was struggling. Now, right this tree right here, there's a trail that cuts right. I mean, if I could cut right now, there's another line instead of going straight where I wiped out. But I'm kind of going the middle here, so I can't make right because this tree is stopping me. So I'm going to cut up in the middle here, keep on it, get over that rock, aim at the rear, pivot over. All right, well done. Look at that. So there's that line down below me now. So I'm like, all right, I'm starting high. It's so much easier to start high and come down low. So I'm going to side hill over, and I'm going to get down on that line down there. But it's soft. And it's really not that steep right here. It's just, it's so sandy, and it's just giving way. And I just don't have the balls to pull more throttle. You don't want to cut a big hole and, oh, here's a mistake right here. So I'm like, all right, here's another line. I'm going to follow this line. Well, this line is going down, which, was someone that made a cut coming up. And so I'm going here, and I'm like, oh, no, I'm going I'm going downhill, so I don't want to go downhill, so I get over here. And it's all rocky and nasty up through there. I'm like, all right, well, now I got to turn around again, make another awkward left uphill pivot. Gotta make this pivot. I just talked about it. Make the pivot, George. Come on. Oh, you're still going. You haven't given up yet. You haven't learned your lesson. Sometimes you gotta know when to pick your battles here. I was not gonna win that battle. I was like,
Very difficult.
yeah, it is very difficult.
There's a line right there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. There was a little line I saw, and I was like, maybe I could make that, but it's steep right there. I mean, it's just steep enough where it's just I'm not gonna be able to get it. My back end keeps sliding more downhill, and I'm starting to dig a hole, and the bike is just kind of teetering there on the balance. So
There's an area I need to work on, that's for sure.
yeah, you do. All right, so there it is. Going back the way I just came right now. It was a battle to get up to the top of this little saddle right now. I should see if I could do this side hill, keep that front end light, weight the outside peg. I am weighting the outside peg there with my left foot, but I need to carry the momentum. I need to carry a lot of momentum, and I could just hit that going straight. But I'm struggling here on the struggle bus. Come on. Oh, now see, I lost the back end. That back end dropped down. It's off the line. And no matter what I do, she ain't climbing. That back end's just stuck down lower now. So now I have to, going backwards, now I have to go back down. I'm losing ground here. I'm going the opposite direction. So I'm gonna side hill down, and there's another line up to the right that I'm gonna try to get, and I'll get it, but that's my next strategy. And this is plan C. I think we're on plan C or D. I guess that angle there, that shows you kind of how steep it is. I guess it was pretty steep right there. With all the cuts and bypasses, so everyone else was struggling too. I'm not the only one struggling here. Obviously, these other guys are struggling too. Well, everyone that, besides the guys that just one-shotted it straight up back there. All right, look at this. You made it. Bam! All right, up is up. All right, now this was a very hard line right here, and of course, the line I need to be on is down to the right, and I'm up high. How do I get myself in these situations where I gotta go like straight down? Yeah, that's right.
Get myself into these bad spots.
It's like I was just thinking that. Yeah. So now I gotta go like straight down with this darn tree to my right, and there's a rock. Where that bush is, a little rock drop off right there. And it is very steep going over this rock, and then I gotta hook a left to land on the line. I was like, all right, just don't pass it, because I don't want to have to drag the bike up. Come on, there we go, little pivots. All right, so this was it was a little narrow chute, and there's a rock in the middle. You either go left or right, and I'm gonna go to the right. And this is sketchy, folks. This is double black right here. First attempt, like you go right there, and you have to do all that over again. Like you have to do that whole zigzag cross to get back up. Cause that is very steep. There's a very awkward pivot here. I'm like, there's no room. I basically got to get this bike up into a standing wheelie and then just rotate it around. Get back on the trail. I'm doing these little pops. I saw Rich do that where he gets the bike in about a wheelie, and then he'll just he pops the clutch a little bit, you know, pop, 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 you know, boom, 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 and it makes the back end jump a little bit, and helps break it loose and mix it so you can turn. Ah, that was graceful. Well done. Anyways. Alright, I'm going back down. We'll get another run, another attempt at it. So I know it's doable. That was all. You know, the first run is always just like a test run, just to test it out. Now, the trail you see there going up and over, that goes up over. I did go up that just to check it out, but this was the route I want. This is the hard line, and I'm like, all right. This is grinding stone here. Grinding stone's gonna have stuff like this, so I need to be able to hit this. I did better.
Almost.
Oh, it was almost. That was pretty close. See that rock's in the middle there. I just need to get it a little bit higher, get that rear tire on the top of that rock, and then I'll have it made. Alright, pull it. Give some grunts. Yeah. Alright. Got it back down. I didn't need to show you all that mess of getting the bike turned around, but I got it turned around. Now we're going back up. Attempt number 3. Let's hit it, baby. Yeah. There it is. Got that rear on top of the rock here. And I was digging a little bit too much because I did not want to roll backwards. I was like, all right, the rear's on top, but
Damn, dig a big old hole.
yeah, it dug a hole. I was hoping it hit some solid rock, but it just dug. So I had to do a little bit of rock back. And then once that rear tire got the hard rock, then that JX8, I'm telling that JX8, not a hill climbing tire, but man, when it gets solid surface, any kind of surface, she grabs. I mean,
No going backwards.
yeah, no going backwards. So yeah, she grabs and bike tractors right up. Got to go to the left there, but that's a hard line. You can see people are coming over to the right here, and then they got to go. So you got to go back up that way.
Woo.
Yeah, that was nasty. But you got this little turnaround area to the right, so I got to go right in that little flat spot.
Turn around right there.
Yeah, it's like turning on a dime right there. And you got a totally just cliff on the other side. It is little puckering right here. Be a good place for a little cash can right there, little sign-in box.
Oh man.
I got the rear tire about as far back as you can go before it goes over the edge. You can see it's a big drop off to the left right there. Now here, just got to keep the momentum going. It is soft right there. Keep the momentum, and then it goes into a hard rock. And the hard rock had traction. I didn't expect it. And I should have went for the rock. Instead, I come left and I'm staying in the dirt. And I should have went straight for that to my right where the exposed rock is. And I don't, and then I lose my balance again. And this darn sage bush or tree, whatever it is, it catches my rear fender. And I can't stand the darn bike up. I'm like pushing and pushing. You can see that my rear fender's all getting twisted and distorted. That damn branch. Get out of the way. I can't stand the bike up. Now I would lean over the other way. Oh, what's going on? What are you doing here? Trixies. Let's just...
Goddamn trees.
I know. That's like under the fender, next to the rear tire. It's just, I can't even stand it up straight. See, it's angled right here, that damn branch. So I gotta start it, and I gotta get that bike a little bit forward, get her uncaught. right there, right there. Okay, she's good. I'm gonna hop on the bike again. And I'm all the way forward. Is a very awkward start. It was super steep, but I knew if I can get in that rock, that Jack is gonna connect. And then she did. She just pulled. Yeah, it worked. She just pulled herself right up. And I got all the way forward. My nuts were like all the way up on the gas tank there, just trying to get that balance, that weight as far forward as I can, because I knew that Jack. Sometimes you don't want to do that when you want to get traction on the rear tire, but I knew she was going to get traction on that solid rock there. Nice little rocky climb. Just keep on the gas. Ew. Feather that clutch and tractor right up, folks. Looking good. I like seeing that. You get up here, you can just see not a lot of people make it up here. You know, it's not a heavily traveled area. Everyone goes to Spangler, everyone goes to Jawbone, which, you know, I like those places. Nothing against them, but Barren Ridge, if you guys are looking for some kind of just not virgin trail, but it's just very lightly traveled trails, Barren Ridge is your place. It is just an awesome place to ride. Now, I'm gonna get up here, and the main trail is gonna cut left, but I want to get up on top of those peaks up there, so I'm gonna cut right, and you'll just see like very little people. You know, is no one's going here. So right here, the main trail goes left, and I see just a little hint of a trail going right. I'm like, all right, I'm on it. Now you can tell, like, all right, hardly anyone's going this way. Get off the line here just a little bit. Nice little climb. Not too steep. Gotta snake her around a little bit in the bushes there, but yeah, no one's been up here in a while. Because those cuts in the trail, you know, it's all that rainwater wash. It's just because those water ruts. One thing I like about the 4-stroke, folks, you know, this bike's fuel injected, and you know, it's quite a bit of an elevation change today, especially when you like going top of peaks and stuff like that. And Trixie, she runs good all the time. You know, I don't have to worry about rejetting or you know, losing power. I know you do lose power in altitude, but she just runs constant the whole time. I want to get a 2-stroke, folks. Trust me, I've been looking, but I don't. It's not like I don't look bad about 4-strokes. They are a very good bike. You can have a ton of fun. I mean, Trixie here, she's been a phenomenal bike, been a great bike. Yeah, I'm not going to make a podium or anything like that on her, but she is a very capable bike. And I mean, look where I'm at. I get to do all these peak trails, all these hidden little trails here up on the top of these peaks. This is just awesome. This is what I love about trail riding. I mean, this is like a hiker's dream, a mountain biker's dream. I get to do all the fun and none of the work. Which by work I mean pedaling and walking, because I hate pedaling and walking. I can ride a dirt bike all day, but if you make me walk or pedal, I'm out. Alright, folks, we're almost to the end here. This is part 1 of the Barren Ridge, and I'm just going to call this Barren Ridge Black, because most of the riding today was black, the double black diamonds. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be coming out with part 2 pretty soon. Not going to wait that long like I usually do. Alright, here, I wish I looked everywhere for a sign-in box, and there wasn't. So I'm going to start bringing one, and hope you guys, if you watch it, if you ever get up, make it, sign in your name. So I'm going to start doing that, because this was such a cool viewpoint and needs a little sign-in box. So anyways, till next video comes out, get out and ride and get some. Ew.